Ciao, bentornati. Hello and welcome back to Richard Harris's Herbal Tutorials, the tutorials that inform and educate about herbs and other natural substances. If therefore you're interested in hearing that if you're blind, drink this or that herb and you're bound to regain your sight, or you have cancer and you drink this herb and you'll get healed, if you like hearing irrational statement like boiling 2 leaves of some particular plant will cure you from some chronic and debilitating disease, if you like your ears tickle, this is the wrong forum for you. If you're interested in learning about herbs and you want to take the time to investigate and you want to know how to use them, how to identify them, the dosage, why you're using them, when to use them, and when not to, you're in the right place. Just keep checking out my videos. I'm Richard Harris, a Chinese-trained certified traditional Chinese medical practitioner. I have a diploma in Ayurvedic medicine, and I'm also a certified practitioner of Herudo or medical leech therapy with decades of practical experience in treating numerous diseases. As I've stated before, these videos are about teaching and sharing information. Therefore, there's no vested interest. Nothing is sold or advertised. Hence, there's no motive to hype you out or to make exaggerated claims. Take out your thinking cap, dust it off, be open-minded, and follow me please as we once again embark on a magic carpet ride into the botanical and natural substances kingdom. In this episode, I'll be discussing another natural substance, molasses. Cominciamo! Let's begin. You have heard the names molasses and blackstrap molasses being used interchangeably, I'm sure. What are they? How does one tell them apart? Simple. The boiling process is what differentiates them. When making sugar, the cane juice is boiled to form sugar crystals. After the sugar is removed, the thick, black-looking syrup is known as light or regular molasses. Dark molasses is what is produced after boiling the black syrup for a second time. A third boiling produces blackstrap molasses, a more concentrated version, which is more dense, it is darker, and it's somewhat bitter, but more nutritious. We in the Caribbean have a tendency to think blackstrap molasses is an imported item because the term blackstrap was never part of our vocabulary. It was simply molasses to all of us. We learned that term blackstrap from foreign herbal books. We in this region have always had blackstrap molasses. We are a sugar producing region, a molasses region. I must add, not all molasses come from the sugarcane plant. Other plants such as beets and sorghum can be used to produce molasses. Molasses may be the most powerful natural multivitamin there is, but it will never ever be encouraged to be seen as such. Except for the young generation, most of the older ones grew up on a regular diet of molasses or on products made directly from molasses. When did we lose the script? When did we lose our souls? How did we allow theory to trample and excoriate practicality and common sense? How were we convinced to get rid of the tried and proven for packaging and advertisement? Why don't we scrutinize the inspired expression? It's very interesting to note that while we were skillfully being directed away from the usage of molasses, the movers and shakers of society never stopped feeding it to our chickens and cattle. Instead of using it directly, we are now programmed to use it second-handly via our meats or in commercially prepared products such as cookies, breads and cakes and beverages. What a tangled web we weave. To the many who have watched my videos before, please continue checking out the new ones. If you're new to this channel, please give it a thumbs up, share it, comment. I want to hear your comments, your input. And subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. I'm trying to grow the channel so that I can bring you more and better content. So, one hand don't clap. Your support is very much needed and appreciated. Molasses has a warm energy and a sweet but bitter taste. The organs and meridians affected are the lungs, liver, heart, spleen, and kidneys. Molasses may be the most powerful natural multivitamins, but as I said, it would never be encouraged to be seen as such, for obvious reasons. Therefore, it's woefully underused by the general populace. We prefer to go and buy multivitamins. Let's examine the mineral and vitamins found in blackstrap molasses. It contains sugar, iron, calcium, selenium, zinc, copper, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, manganese, vitamin B6, amino acids including adenosine, adenine, cytidine, uridine, guanine, leucine, tyrosine. Do you know that molasses has a much higher calcium content than milk and is richer in iron than eggs? But they always tell us to drink milk, not drink molasses. You won't benefit financially by using molasses. It's too cheap and too available. Functions. Molasses belong to the category of substances that nourish or tonify the blood and invigorate circulation. This is a different category from the ones I've covered before. Drugs that tonify blood are basically used for deficient blood patterns, manifesting as pale or sallow complexion, pale and brittle nails, dizziness, vertigo, blurred vision, numbness, pale tongue, and a thready pulse. Traditional Chinese medicine medical theory stipulates that the spleen makes blood, the liver stores blood, the heart rules blood, and excessive blood is stored in the kidneys. Therefore, the organs mostly affected in deficient blood patterns are the spleen, heart, liver, and kidneys. Blood-nourishing herbs and substances are generally characterized by viscosity. That is, these substances have a clogging effect and they may adversely affect digestion. For this reason, they are contraindicated in cases with diarrhea, abdominal fullness, and poor appetite. To treat such patterns, spleen strengthening and dehumidifying drugs are incorporated into the prescription to treat blood deficiency patterns so as to strengthen and protect the spleen from the humid aspects of these drugs. Here are some uses. Blood deficiency manifesting as infertility with symptoms of pale complexion, tendency to feel chilled, tiredness. Molasses is used with lavine seeds and donkey eyes. Postpartum constipation, used with black sesame seeds. For insufficient lactation, used with inflammation bush. Anemia after blood loss, stir-fry pig liver in molasses until it's cooked and then eat it. For hypertension, make a decoction of mother's wort and sweeten with molasses. For long-standing cough with weakness, low voice, a tendency to cough after activity, use with clammy cherry. Additional uses may include gastric cancer, infertility, and menorrhagia. Externally, molasses can be applied to the face as a moisturizer, especially if it's combined with the juice of parsley, that is Portulaca oleracea, or it may be diluted with rosemary tea, that's Rosmarinus officinalis, or the juice of rachet and applied to the hair to prevent falling hair, alopecia, and even to prevent premature graying. Dosage: 5 to 30 milliliters. Avoid using in patients with a tendency to have soft stools and diarrhea and other digestive issues. I've made mention of a few herbs in this podcast that are given in some treatments. Parsley, scientifically known as Portulaca, mother's wort, scientifically known as Leonoris cardiaca, love vine, scientifically known as Coscuta bolingi, and inflammation bush, scientifically known as Verona cinerea. So with the scientific name, it's easy for you to investigate and find the plant. I hope this information has been useful, and in future I will always include the scientific names for any plant other than the one I'm speaking about that is mentioned in the podcast. We have come to the end of another enlightening podcast. I sincerely hope everyone who has taken the time to watch this video has learned something. I have to go, but I shall be back soon, Jehovah's willing. So keep on the watch for more such informative videos. Bye bye. We'll see each other next week.